Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. Today I'm here doing intuitive tarot readings. And today I also thought I would start to demonstrate and to build on some of the teachings that I did during Tarathon, as well as the follow-up video on using focus cards, using significator cards in a tarot reading. And so that can help to inform your personal readings today as well too. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on how I'm going to work with that. As well, I'm going to be having a few different courses scrolling along the bottom of the screen today. I have 3 courses that are coming up over the next little bit. The first one you can see scrolling now is an intuitive course. And if you already have a meditation practice, this is a course you can hop into in level 2. You might want to contact me and we could have a little discussion. This is such a great opportunity to really take some time for yourself and to tune in, learn a few more tools and tricks on how to listen and trust and work with and develop your intuition. As well, in July, I'm starting a Reiki course, and I'll be offering the July session both online as well as live in my home. So there will be some people locally here that will be doing the training as well too. And there's 2 different price points for local as well as online taking that training. And I also teach Reiki level 2 and 3 and masters as well too. So if that's something you're interested in, please reach out and let me know. Okay. And then the next one that's starting after that is the Read With Me 2, which is a course about tarot and timing and answering when questions. I know they're very, very popular. And so this is a class to help navigate the cycles of life, the cycles of nature, and how to work with when questions. And so Read With Me 2 starts in August. Okay, so I'm going to have these 3 classes scrolling along the bottom today. And let me know if you have any questions about these courses. I want to say welcome to Queen of Swords. You were first in the gate. Hello. Hi, Donna and Snow Fox Tarot. Welcome. Hashtag Tarot. Hello. I'm going to get my little book. Where is my little book? I've moved it. There we go. All right. So please go ahead and post your questions into the chat. And if you want me to remember your name, please also let me know what your name is. So Queen of Swords or Snow Fox Tarot, if you want me to know your name, just let me know. And I'm going to write it into my little book, which is something I've started doing so I can remember. And I'm happy to call you by your channel name if you prefer your privacy as well too. No problem there. All right, let's shift the camera. And hashtag Tarot, hello. Let's go to the screen. So what I want to start by talking about right now is where we are astrologically. And just a few minutes ago, I don't have my little, okay, I'm going to use this pen. Okay, so here we are, Tuesday the 8th of June. And we are shifting right now. The moon has just moved from Taurus into Gemini. And so we are at the very beginning, the first part of the 2.5 days where the moon will be in Gemini. Of course, we are in Gemini. And then Thursday the 10th is actually the new moon. And Pacific time, the new moon is at 3:53 a.m., but you can check that out where you are. We also have a solar eclipse on Tuesday as well too. So astrologically this week, there's a lot of energy that we can benefit from paying attention to. I hear some noise on my, there we go, that's better. I hear some noise on my computer. What I also want to acknowledge is a few other things. So I've pulled some significator cards that are just going to be sitting on my table in the background that I will be addressing as they're pertinent in your readings. So right now where we are is a balsamic waning moon. And this is the phase of the moon where it's starting to move towards the dark moon. And you can see a little sliver of the moon in the sky. And this is from the Moon Oracle. Some of you may know this particular deck here. These cards are from the Moon Oracle. And I like to use these cards as significator cards. I like to have them on the table when I'm particularly focusing on a certain date and a certain time. And the energy around the balsamic moon is one of turning in. We are a little quieter. This is not a time of action. And if you look on this particular card, you can see that the seed pod here is opening and the seeds are beginning to disseminate into the earth. And what this deck does is it looks at the phases of the moon in as a metaphor of the plant. In a couple days time, when we're actually in the dark moon, this is the actual dormant phase. So right now these seeds are falling from the pods into the earth. And then during the black moon, during the new moon phase on Thursday and Friday, also during the solar eclipse, this is when these seeds begin to settle into the earth and they begin to connect with the heat of the earth. And we have the potential to grow something new. But where we are right now is a time of quiet. This is not a time of action. This is a time to acknowledge the fact that this is a time of rest and it's not a time to be hopping around doing a lot of things. Astrologically speaking, so with the major arcana, I'm going to be using the Lily Black Tarot today. So I've pulled out the Lily White for the significators and I'm just going to leave on the table. We are in the time of the Lovers. So when it is Gemini season, the major arcana card that is in sync with that is the Lovers card. And so should the Lovers card come up in your reading, it would indicate that you are very much in sync with the natural cycle, the natural zodiacal cycle. And then we have some other cards as well too. So in the tarot, we have minor arcana as well as court cards that are associated with different times of the year. And this is a time of air, right? We're in Gemini. We're also in Gemini moon. And so we have a lot of air energy. And so I'm going to pay particular attention to that. And I'm also having all these random thoughts right now about working with air in the heart space and really with your relationship questions to start to connect to, is there any disconnect between the mind and the heart space? Because we really want to pay attention to that. The court card right now today that we're focusing on is the 9 of Swords. So this is the present energy for today. And the court card is the Knight of Swords. And as we move towards the new moon, we shift. So in the next decan, it's the Queen of Cups energy. So if you're not familiar with that, I have talked about that in lots of other videos, and it's really interesting to have these cards in the background as I start to focus on your readings, and we'll see if there's any pairs of cards that come up. So I have all these cards kind of lying around on the table along with a few others. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, because we're in this dark moon, I'm going to use a dark deck, not dark as in shadowy deck, but a black colored deck. And I'm also going to use the black, I'm also going to use a black oracle deck as well too. Okay. And I believe Queen of Swords has the first question. Oh, and you just had your birthday. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go to, let's go up here. I just want to say, also known as Georgia Peach. Oh, Queen of Swords is Georgia Peach. Okay, so you have a couple of different channels I'm just going to write this down because I can never remember all this stuff. All right. And Joel is here. Hello to Joel too. Okay, so we're going to go to George's question. It is a relationship question. And let me get these extra cards out of the way. And, you know, this is really interesting because we are in Gemini season. I'm just going to leave that Lover's card here just to kind of keep that in the background. All right, so if you are reading along with me, I know some of you like to pull cards as well too. We're focusing on Queen of Swords, Georgia Peach, and you may hear Amber in the background, my dog. She's, she doesn't want to be indoors right now. Okay, is LM interested in dating me? And LM is a new guy. Okay, of course, Joel, you can have a reading this evening. Just pop your question into the chat. Okay. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good and that no harm be done. Allow my voice to be, allow my voice to come through. Allow your wisdom to come through my voice. Hi, Amber, you have to go lie down. Yes, you do. You must go lie down. Okay. No nudging. Okay. Is LM interested in me? Okay. So I'm going to pull, I'll pull 2 or 3 cards, and I'm also going to pull an oracle deck. So we have High Priestess, and we have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a very auspicious card, and I'm going to pull out the oracle card as well too. Okay, so the High Priestess, Queen of Swords. The High Priestess is an important, the High Priestess is very much in sync with the energy right now, right? So the energy right now is asking us to turn in. The energy is asking us to be a little quieter, to really listen to your intuition. And so I would encourage you to put a journal beside your bed so that when you wake up in the morning, you can write down what was going on in your dreams. I would encourage you to pay attention to the number 2. I love that the number 2 is showing up here. This looks like a Gemini symbol. This feels very much connected to the Lover's card. I'm seeing 2s. I'm seeing the abundance of emotion overflowing. And so I'm definitely, I'm feeling a yes here. I'm feeling a yes. Let's pull an oracle card for you as well too. Okay. Influence. Influence. Okay, I'm going to just go and see what Sherilyn has. I am not aware at all of this flower. Okay. So she's referring to forces beyond your control. Okay, going with the flow. We have the flow also pictured in the 10 of Cups card here as well too. The influence, and I also want to connect that keyword influence to the I don't want to say the influence of your intuition, but the importance of understanding that you know best in your heart, you know best in your mind to how to listen to yourself. And the high priestess shows up because you need to trust. And also, yeah, so this is, to me, this feels like a big yes, Queen of Swords. There's just too many synchronicities here that are matching in the timing of the season. So I would feel good about this, and I would go ahead and pursue this, but to always remember that your inner voice, to trust your inner voice. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay. So Joel, please pop your question into the chat. And if nobody else has a question right now, I'm going to do a reading for the group. You are welcome, of sorts. Okay. All right, here's Joel's question. I'd like to know why I have a hard time going into action of certain things, or more how to come into action. All right. If you were here at the beginning, one of the important aspects of understanding where we are right now is that in this particular moon phase, this is not a time of action. So one of the things I would suggest is that you start to pay attention to the seasons and the cycles. So we are in the season of spring. I know where you are geographically. So you also are shifting we're in late spring. Things are starting to bloom, starting to grow. So this is a time of growth. However, for the next few days, as the moon continues to disseminate in this balsamic phase, we need to be a little quieter. So this is not a time of action. If you sync your action with the cycles of the moon, somehow, some magical way, life starts to flow a little more easily. So I would wait until June 11th, 12th, 13th to step into action and start to really pay attention to this. Whether you pick up a moon journal or you put a moon journal on your app, learning to live with the flow of life and understanding when it is optimal to act and when it is optimal to be quiet is really, really valuable. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple cards for you as well too. So this is for Joel. We're asking guidance to help him. I'm just going to read your words exactly. To understand how to better, how to better be in the flow of life, and to know when to take action and how to make his actions more effective and it's about synchronicity, Joel. It's about learning how to live in the flow. And so you don't feel like you are a fish swimming upstream. Okay? All righty. Ooh, that was a nice cut. All right. So this is the King of Pentacles. Oh, this is interesting. We've got the King and the Knight of Pentacles. Card on the bottom of the deck is Temperance. Okay. All right. So you want to know how. Okay, this is a how question. This is about learning to be in sync. So 2 court cards, Joel. 2 masculine, solar, earthy court cards. The King and the Knight of Pentacles. These are reflections of you, and these are the aspects of yourself that you would benefit from focusing on at this time. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that you have the ability to grow. You have the ability of financial success. You have that nurturing, caring quality. This is an invitation to slow down. I see that for sure. So we've got 2 court cards in the suit that is the densest and the slowest. This is about paying attention. This is about not rushing from one thing to another. This is about doing something well, doing something in a very integrated way. And if you are looking for a business or a passion, this would speak to something either that you do with your hands or something that you do with the earth. This could also be something that you do with family, that you do with, you do with your parents, that you do with your cousins or your extended family. And so both of the masculine energies in the suit of pentacles are, fully present here. So what does this mean? What does this mean for you? And the court card that is present at this time is the Knight of Swords. So this is the underlying energy of all of this. And the Knight of Swords has a hard time finding his voice, finding his truth. The Knight of Swords is super clever, but sometimes is a little impulsive. And so these 2 cards here are anything but impulsive. Okay. Let's see what oracle card message we have for you. I'm going to talk to the Temperance card at the bottom as well too. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay. Wow. Somebody was talking about a birthday. I know that wasn't you, Joel. And then the other card is the Temperance card is the shadow. Okay. So if your shadow is the Temperance card, that means perhaps at this point in your life, finding the balance is really challenging. Finding the balance between the active days and the quiet days, finding the balance between the highs and the lows is difficult. And so to really invite that balance, it seems like the medicine for you is in the slowing down and perhaps, celebration. What does that mean? What does that mean for you? Does that mean that you need to organize a celebration? Does that mean that you need to be more mindful of the, sometimes we think of celebration as the milestones, but sometimes I feel that celebration is about acknowledging the little things, the little steps, and perhaps there is an impatience in wanting everything now. Okay, so this is your message right now. It's one of slow down, smell the roses, take your time, use your hands, connect with your family, connect with the earth. And if you're able to do that, then perhaps things will shift in a different way. Okay, so take some time to mull this over. It's kind of an interesting response to your question. Okay. Please feel free to put your questions into the chat, and I will get to the next one in just a moment. Okay. Hi, Kristen, and hello to Joe. Welcome, welcome. Okay. All righty. So there's no other questions in the chat right now, so I am going to shuffle and we'll do a group reading unless there's a question that pops up before that. So my question for the group is, how can we, as a group, embrace this kind of double Gemini energy? It's a lot of air. And as I was saying earlier, we have these rather challenging court cards that are lingering in the background. So these are the significators for this particular day. And how can we work with this energy? And I also I'm wondering what seeds are ready to be released. You know, like I almost feel as if there's an opportunity for 180 degree. I feel like there's like an about face and a major about face that we would all benefit from at this time. And perhaps we have not been looking in the right place. So let's just see what's going on here. 6 of Cups. I know this deck is a little harder to see on the screen, and I've got a black. I should have put a white tablecloth on. Okay, this is exactly what I was intuiting here. So this is the 3 of Wands energy. Right around the corner, right? So we're at a corner right now. We're in the balsamic moon. We're moving the corner towards the new moon. And so there is something right around the corner. These nesting bowls are so beautiful in this deck. And I'm wondering, and this is something I was feeling with Joel's reading, is that there are resources. We all have resources with our friends and our family. And is there any resources with friends and family that we have not been leaning into, that we have not been utilizing? You know, sometimes we choose to avoid working with family. We choose to avoid, or maybe with this whole COVID-19 situation, we're so sick and tired of being with family, but there is some beneficial, emotional, energetic connection with family that feels really important at this time. The Lover's card is a significator here. So remember that each of the members of your family and your household is a mirror of your energy. And these nesting bowls of the 6 of Cups feels like it's not something to ignore. It feels like it's from that. It's from the history. It's from the web. It's from the interconnection that once we turn the corner, that we will grow. And so we need to take that with us. We need to feel that. Okay. All right. And then an oracle message for the group, for the collective. Wow. Okay. So this is passion. And the flower is red flare water lily. Okay. Really connects beautifully with the 3 of Wands energy. Okay. So I want to invite you to have a look at the photos that are around the house. Have a look at the messages you've been receiving from family members. If there have been some spontaneous connections with old friends, school friends on Facebook, to go back and read those messages again. This nesting bowl card refers to these connections that we already have. So don't waste those resources. If they're there, take them up with a vengeance and go forth, into this next month. And allow the wind, right? Allow the element of air to keep you flowing. Like the element of air is a super transformative element. It's very, very powerful. And if there is an opportunity to actually be out in the wind, sailing, windsurfing, walking in the wind, really embrace that element over the next couple of days. It might help to keep moving you forward. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? I think that this time offers an opportunity to review our thought processes, especially in relation to our personal narratives. Beautifully, beautifully said. Beautifully said. Hello, Diana. And then Kristen has a question. All right. Okay. So the question is, so the external, I'm just going to wrap my head around this question. The external is influencing you emotionally. The external is influencing you. The external is affecting your energy. So is this a question of protection? What is this a question of? How do I stop letting some people's lack of excitement for the oracle deck I am creating sow such doubt in myself? Okay, so you are questioning yourself. So know that, and I don't know if this has been going on for a period of time, but right now, the 9 of, the lingering energy in the background is the 9 of Swords. So it would be very, very natural for everyone at this time to be a little confused, to have a lot of, to have 9 of Swords energy means that you're actually in sync with the universe at this time. Okay, so let's do a Kristen's specific question. And this is a how question. So Spirit, we're looking for cards of action and cards of moving through this process. Okay. I'm looking at the Lover's card, Kristen, as well too. Beautiful cut. So these are, and I want to tie that in as well too. So we have 9 of Cups. And the World. Okay, so first of all, these are huge cards, Kristen. Know that what you are creating is amazing. Okay, so know that what you're creating is amazing. What I was, when I was looking at that Lover's card and listening to the feelings I was having from your question, and the words have kind of escaped me right now. So right now, in the energy of Gemini, we are sitting in the energy of the Lovers. And I feel that this deep self-compassion, unconditional love for self is a huge part of the process. There is a lot of love in that 9 of Cups. There's a lot of emotion. And sometimes that emotion, that much emotion and that much feeling can be overwhelming. So I would see this as a matter of redirecting all of that emotion into the artwork. So as these feelings begin to arise, pick up the pen, move to the computer. If you're doing this, I believe you're doing this through collage, redirect all that emotion into the artwork. This feels like this is a card of fulfillment. This is a card of, recognizing the success of this deck and this deck coming together really quite quickly. I mean, to have the World card in relation to this question appear so, I don't know how close you are to completing this, but this is a very auspicious card to show up. The other thing about the World card is that it is the Alpha and the Omega. It means you have everything that you need. The deck is perfect, right? So this is a matter of believing in yourself and trusting in yourself and redirecting the emotions. Let's pull an oracle card. Okay, Kristen Louise. Very, very interested in the ears of the hair and the cactus in the background. That the keyword on this card is intuition. And the flower is desert thorn apple. I wrote something earlier today, and that was about listening. listening. In the Facebook group, so if you're not a member of my Facebook group, you can send a request. The link is down below. I do a reading for the group every week. And the archetype of the week in the group is Gnosis. This, to me, Kristen, this indicates there is no reason to not trust that what you are building is perfect. You know, it's exactly what you need to be doing at this time. So really, really trust this process and trust your intuition as you continue to develop the remaining cards. And so you asked how. So how? The how is to do acts of kindness for yourself, to love yourself, to do anything that makes yourself feel worthy. Perhaps this is about, maybe you need to limit yourself on social media a little bit right now to turn inward, which is one of the qualities that, you know, in order to heighten intuition, we need to turn in and we need to be a little quieter. Okay, so if there's anyone else that has some suggestions for Kristen, please feel free to add that into the chat. Okay, and just following up on Joel's reading. So kind of, I'm glad that resonated. Okay, good. That all makes sense to me. Shannon's here. Hello to Shannon. Good. I'm glad that that feels supportive. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. All right. Please feel free to put your questions into the chat. And if you don't have a question, I'm going to That's beautiful. So Donna just pulled another card for Kristen, and the Muse Tarot. The Muse Tarot. It's a beautiful collage deck. The Muse of Voices, right? So trusting in your own authenticity is beautiful. Yeah, love that. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, I don't see any other questions. How unusual. Okay. All right, so let's build on the general reading. Oh, Diana does have a question. Okay, let's go to Diana. Still in the process of letting go of Dave at the moment more intensely, but something feels wrong about it. It's like it's not over yet. Is it really over? And am I doing the right thing? Okay, so Diana, why, if the Lovers card is the card of Gemini season, why would your feelings make sense? Right? You know, it feels like you are fully embracing this Gemini energy. And, you know, questioning all of this, questioning your truth, questioning your voice. So what I want to say is you're perfectly in sync. It makes sense what you're feeling right now. energetically. Okay, let's pull a couple cards for Diana. Is it really over, and am I doing the right thing? Is it really over, and am I doing the right thing? Okay, this is a Six of Wands. Perhaps I'll back out a little bit. Oh, and the Wheel. Okay, I'm going to take that as a big yes, Diana. So the Six of Wands is about you standing up and carrying your torch forward. You standing up and carrying the torch forward. The Wheel is about acknowledging that change. Right? And the shadow card is the Ten of Cups. Right? So in shadow, we have that card of an abundance of love. And so no wonder you're feeling the way you're feeling. But the answer is a resounding yes. Yes, the wheel is turning. Things are changing, and it's necessary for you to pick up that torch and carry it. Okay. Let's get an oracle message for Diana. It's a beautiful wheel card, isn't it? Okay. Letting go is one of the hardest things. And the flame in this Six of Wands here is, you know, that flame, the undying flame lives in the center of the heart. That is our soul. That is our, you know, that is who we are. And so it's really beautiful that your flame was the first card that was drawn, and your flame, carrying your flame, your heart, your soul forward through this change is exactly where you need to be going. Okay. Wow. Look at this. This is kind of beautiful. So we have the Luna Moth. The key word here is awaken. And one of the things that comes to mind is perhaps that it is on your own. It is that on your own journey, this process, what I want to say, like this process of awakening perhaps can't happen with Dave. And maybe it needs to happen with another, but certainly it's about the journey with yourself. And understanding just look at that Lover's card, Diana. That Lover's card, again, it's about that love of self. It's about seeing yourself as a complete being, yourself as a divine feminine, yourself as a divine masculine, and that union and that completeness, that wholeness of self. And while you may feel a little vulnerable and not complete right now, that's part of this process. That's part of this awakening process. Okay. Let's go to Hakeem. Hello to Hakeem. All right. so let's see if we can answer this question with the tarot. Do I know who my twin flame is? Do I know? Yes or no? Do I know? Why don't we do a 3 aces for this question? Because this is definitely a, and then the 3 aces spread will help to give us some more information. Okay. Does Hakeem know who his twin flame is? Okay. Hello, Amber Rose. You have to wait. It's not your turn. Okay. Okay. So 3 aces spread is a great spread to answer yes or no questions. And so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 13th card is the 9 of Wands. I'll explain how this works in a minute. 1, 2, 3. Ace of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 10 of Wands. Okay, really interesting combination of cards. All right, so we have the ace. So we have 1 ace. 1 of 3 cards came up as an ace. So that is a soft yes. It's a soft yes. What is on either side of that are the 9 and 10 of Wands, which tells me something about that. It tells me that there is some challenge with the connection, perhaps with this twin flame. It also, notice that you look at Hakeem's words, right? Hakeem's using the word twin flame, and we have 2 sequential cards here as well too. So that's a really interesting way to look at this. It almost looks as if the 9 and the 10 of Wands belong together. You know, and here we are, you know, in this lover's season. I'm going to say yes, Hakeem. I feel like that is a yes. Kind of an unusual way to interpret these cards, but it's almost as if these 2 cards fit together. I'd be really, really curious to see if any of you you know, can you see what I'm saying there? The other thing too is that these 2 cards, if these 2 cards are partners, if these 2 passionate souls are partners, this, one of the reasons that they may have not come together yet is that they are, there's so much fire, you know, there's so much fire, there's so much will, there's so much passion. And so we need to be careful when there's so much fire. The fire needs to be contained. You know, the fire needs to be contained and controlled, and there needs to be some discipline. There needs to be some recognition of mindfulness of burnout, you know, because the fire needs the other elements to stay in control. Yeah. Whew. So yeah, Hakeem, that's cool. I would say yes. That looks very much like a yes to me. Okay. All right. All right, so let's talk a little bit about moon readings and another way to approach moon readings. Miss Amber, I hear you. I understand. Okay. So I want to, so another way to approach a moon reading other than, so at the beginning I was sharing with you, like right now we are we are in the energy of the balsamic moon, moving towards the black moon, moving towards the dark moon, right? So this is a time of recharging. This is a time of quiet. So it's really important that everyone understand, this is perhaps in your exercise routine, in your, the places that you choose to walk, the activities that you're doing over the next few days. It would be really, really good if these were quieter, more gentle activities. This is a time to meditate. This is a time to slow down, right? This is a time you can start to write down your intentions, to be very connected to your intuition. This is exactly what you need to be doing right now, right? This is not the time to go and to sign a contract. It's not the time to pick up a hammer and start building something. This is the preparation phase. This is the cocooning before you burst forth. And so acknowledging this can really, really help. And I know today, as I was preparing for these readings and I have some decisions to make over the next few days, this is a reminder of how I need to act, how I need to be in this world, right? Now, another reason for choosing, the lily white and the lily black tarot is its watery energy. And this watery energy, the watercolor art, is connected to the energy of the moon. So make sure that, you are, when you're aware of moon energy, that you are aware of tidal patterns, that you're aware of connecting to the water. And at the same time, we want to be aware of, and the Lover's card is a card, like I said, for this particular astrological sign. So not only is this a time to be mindful of our relationships, but it's also a time to be mindful of our relationship with ourselves and the love of self and the self-compassion and all of that. So these are really important undercurrents to be working with. Now, because we're in air, Gemini is air, we have just turned the corner into the Gemini moon. So what happens when we have air? A lot of air around water. Like think about in nature, think about in the weather patterns, when there's a lot of air around the water, it can, we get these tornadoes and storms and things like that. And doesn't the nine of swords in this deck feel that way? And so we just need to remember that this is something that will pass. It's something that is in the space of the mind, but it's definitely something that is there. And part of the court card here, this is the Knight of Swords, it's part of our journey of finding our truth. And so we need to be quiet in order to find our truth. We can't be charging off doing something, because then we're distracted by the action. So the quiet is completely necessary for this aha moment to happen. And it is so, so perfect that, I was saying in the Facebook group that this Gnosis card shows up for the reflection for this week. And Gnosis connects us to the sacred. And this is exactly where Spirit wants us to be. So I suggest that we all lean into that. Amber, stop it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to Katie here. My boyfriend JD has changed in his behavior. Is he serious? ABT me to marry in future, or taking me as a casual? Okay. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. Okay. That's just me moving Amber out of my way. I'm sorry for the bumps. Okay. Does it make sense why relationship might feel a little challenging right now? Yeah. Okay. So let's get some Katie Janie. Let's get some clarity for Katie Janie. All right. We've had this card earlier today. The Hermit is sitting in shadow, so I will address that. All right. So the question is, has JD changed in his behavior? Has he changed in his behavior? Couple of different ways we can interpret this. One is he is looking forward. He is looking ahead to something else, you know, like he's moving forward. And why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Why is the Queen of Pentacles? Well, the Queen of Pentacles is here because Katie needs to look after herself. Katie needs to nourish and to treat herself like the queen that she is. Katie needs to understand that the Queen of Pentacles has a very high self-worth and understands all and values herself deeply. And all that is around the Queen of Pentacles, all that earthiness that is around the Queen of Pentacles is a reflection of her strength. Okay, so I'm going to pull an oracle card. I'm feeling like that J Deep has moved on and that Katie would benefit from, Katie would benefit from what I was just saying, starting to recognize all those beautiful qualities within herself. This is a really mixed message. The key word on this particular card is devotion. So let me sit with this just for a second. Marry me in the future or taking me as a casual. Okay. Well, I'm not going to backtrack on what I said. I just have more to say here. So Katie, it's really important that, okay, I just had another aha moment here. In order for J Deep to see you as the wife, this is the wife. This is the strong feminine energy who takes care of the family, who takes care of the house. In order for J Deep to see you as the wife, you need to see yourself as that strong Queen of Pentacles energy. You need to possess that Queen of Pentacles energy. You need to own it. You know, like to feel the confidence, to feel that you have the skills, to feel that you embody that quality. I really like that this devotion card showed up here. It shows me that he does care. So what the piece seems to be missing here is, in order for this connection, in order for this moving forward to be moving forward in a relationship with you, you need to see yourself as the strong, beautiful woman that you are, that all these qualities that you possess, like you need to own that, not doubt yourself. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't doubt herself. He's looking for a strong, capable woman, not a woman who's questioning herself. Does that make sense? He wants to be devoted to you, but he may be questioning your strength. Okay? Does that make sense? So just take some time to think about that and let me know if you have any other questions. All right, so let's do one more for today. Colleen is asking if she should do a past life regression. Okay, that's an interesting question, Colleen. Should I do a past life regression? Okay, let me, so synchronistically, like with the where we are in the moon cycle, this actually would be a very cool time to do a past life regression. You know, I would do a past life regression between the full moon and the new moon. So that feels like timing wise that it's a good time to do it. So why do a past life regression? And I have a couple of thoughts on this, and I'm just going to share them with all of you because I think working with past lives, it's important that we move into past life work with the through the lens of healing, through the lens of learning something about ourselves, through the lens of, you know, working on our patterns and helping ourselves to move forward. Okay, so when we go into a past life regression with the intention of what pattern do I need to recognize? What behaviors do I need to recognize from my past so that in this lifetime, I can move through that. I can understand it a little more clearly. So we go into the past to understand the present. And it's really important that the reader, that the person that you are working with, or the hypnotherapist or the psychotherapist is working in that line of thinking, right? We want to uncover a lesson. You know, you might not have had that clarity, those aha moments to figure out, like, what the heck am I doing here? What is it I'm trying to figure out? And so that's why we go back and do a past life regression. Okay, so I'm going to do a yes, no. I'm going to do a yes, no spread for you because you asked a yes, no question. And so these cards are for Colleen. Does that make sense, Colleen? I really think the intention behind the work is really, really important. And this is the final reading for today. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. We're doing a yes, no for Colleen. Should she do a past life regression? Okay. I am going to cut, and we'll go. Okay, so first card, the first 13th card is an ace. So that's definitely a yes. And then we have an ace of wands right away. That's another very positive ace. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. And we have the Ace of Swords too. Okay, very, very unusual, Colleen, that you would get three aces in a 3 aces spread. So this is a big yes. This is a big yes. I would go ahead. I would go ahead and do this. And like I was saying, like the intention behind it is so very, very, very important. So that's beautiful. That's good to know. You have Chiron in second house and trying to get clarification. Good, good. So yeah, so with this 3 aces spread, to pull out 3 aces is like, definitely go ahead and do this and enjoy the journey, because past life regression it opens up a whole new can of worms, and it's really what I want to say. It opens up a whole new can of worms, and it can really shift your life in a beautiful direction. You know, I've done past life karmic readings a few times, and it's brought so much clarity. And it's also, I'll tell you one of the other things it's done. It's brought a very profound profound shift in the way that I look at my other readings. So when somebody else is doing a reading for me, or when I do a reading for myself, I am more aware of my own patterns. I'm more aware of the most recent past life that is still influencing my decisions and my behaviors and my emotions and so forth. Yeah, it's really beautiful work. Really beautiful work. So I wish you well with that. So thank you all very, very much for being here today. Okay. All right. I see we have a troll, and I will deal with that. Okay. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay. So thank you all for thanks for joining me today. And if you have other questions, please, you can put it in the comments below later, or send me a personal message. Namaste, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.